For our self-portrait Photoshop, we want to first crop our picture so that we're left with our screen in the back with a close-up of our model. And because we have a round screen, it's okay that we have some corners left at the top. We want it to cut right below the shoulder. I'm going to say here you can have, and every picture is different in terms of the cropping. I'm still not happy with the cropping, so let's go up to the logo here, and I think that looks pretty good. And our first aspect is in our adjustments. See if you can turn it to black and white. Now we're going to do a little bit of color correcting. So we're going to go back to our adjustments and we're going to go to our levels. In our levels here, we see a graph or a bar. This bar tells me the white doesn't appear. There's a gap between the white, which is right here, it comes up a little, and then there's no colors that match white until we get to here. And over here it says there's no blacks till we get to here. So we're going to move the black over, and we're going to move the white over. Notice how the background just got wider. Great. Now we get to paint. So we're going to click on layer 0. We're going to use our brush. We want a white color, so let's go and choose white from our color picker. Now with our brush, we need to use either the bracket to make it smaller or our right bracket to make our brush bigger. Let's make it bigger, and then we're just going to paint white. And then I'm like, my white's not wide enough in my picture, so double click, and there we go. I'm moving the white over. Now you might have a black background. And if you have a black background, you're going to do the exact same thing, except you're going to paint with black. Let's see. There we go. And I just moved it over a little bit more. Now we have our black and white picture. Now we want to talk about our layers. Over here we see our layers, and we've had some adjustments. And then there's a white square by each of our adjustment layers. These are what we call a layer mask, as you can see. Layer masks are sort of like placing a piece of paper on and cutting out shapes to hide what's behind it. So we're going to click on the black and white layer mask, and it will let you know that you've selected it because you're going to see some brackets around the corners. Still using our brush. Notice that the paper is white. So white says they have not placed any mask on the paper. So to place the mask, we need to go to our black. So as we look in a layer mask, we only have white and black. So we're going to switch using our toggle, which is this arrow, and it lets you switch between the two colors. We need black to be our foreground color. Now we're going to go to where there's color in our picture, and we're just going to click and paint where there happens to be color. Voila. If I mess up, I'm going to zoom in because it's always good to see what you're doing. And you can see how we just now have a black and white picture with some color in it. If we mess up though, you can always toggle back to the white and remove the mask, essentially. Black will bring it up. And we can actually see what we painted in our layer mask. And there you have it. Part 1.